I'm going to walk you through how I edit a podcast episode, and I'm going to do this manually, meaning I'm not going to use hardly any AI and automation. I can do another video. I'll post another video about how I automate and what parts I automate and why. So let's just go through here because I've got a bunch that I need to edit today. So the first thing I do is before I start anything, I pull up everything that I need. Think of it like mise en place for creating your podcast episode, right? So you do need to have obviously what you're going to be editing. This one here that I'm showing you on my screen right now is from a Zoom recording. So I've already got the transcript. So I definitely want the transcript and I want the views that I want to download. In this case, it was just myself and Alex talking. So I'm just going to use speaker view. I'm sure that's fine. It gets a little bit more complicated when I have like 4 or 5 speakers, but this one's fine. I've just got the speaker view. I'm going to download that. Okay. The next thing is you also want to have your software. So I'm going to show you how to do this on Camtasia. Let me just pull up Camtasia here. I have a PC. And I know that there are other programs that work better probably on Mac, although Camtasia does work on the Mac as well. But I'm going to use Camtasia. I do also have Descript, and I've used a couple other things. I'll do another video where I walk you through how I use it with Descript, but I've just found that Camtasia, for some reason, I think it's the way that it's laid out. It's just easier for me to do this faster. Like, I don't really care what the tools are. I care about the results. And in this case, I care about how can I create an effective podcast episode rather quickly. So we're going to use Camtasia as well. The other thing that you also want to use is a software that you're going to upload your podcast to. So in my case, I use Captivate FM. There's Libsyn, there's like, you could just be uploading it straight into Spotify. So it's whatever you prefer to use. In this case, I have Captivate. So I'm just going to open this up. And this is just an example podcast that I have up here just to show how this is going to work. But this is all set up to, as soon as I publish the podcast inside of here and I can schedule it as well, then I can just like push this. It actually just automatically pushes it out to iTunes and Amazon Music and all the other things because I already have it all set up. So you may or may not have software that manages your podcast. I highly recommend that you do. Again, I've only had experience, mainly experience with like Libsyn and Captivate. And then before that, also Anchor FM, which is now Spotify. So that is, the Spotify one is totally free. Let me just pull that one up. So if you go to creators.spotify.com, this is where you sign up. You do need to find one thing though. Like, you can't have multiple ones that are hosting your podcast. So I do have a podcast that I host with creators.spotify.com, so I can play around with it and you can push it out to other places. I just prefer Captivate. So yeah, so I think that's everything you need. Oh, and also whatever you're going to use for your graphics for the episode, because you probably want to make your own the particular like square graphic for that episode. So for that, I'm just like going to pull up Canva because Canva is so great for a lot of different things. And you can just do create and then just click podcast cover there. So I can just do this podcast cover right here and then either use whatever template you already have. If this is something totally new, then just like, I just go through the styles here. I've done this for years. Even with AI, I do find like I just go here and pick something. So just to recap, we need to have the actual video that we're going to be editing, the transcript, the podcast, access to the podcast software that is hosting your podcast, something to create with graphics, and also bring up ChatGPT because we are going to use it for a little thing. So I'm just going to have ChatGPT open over here. All right, let's dive into the first thing. So I have a new project open here and I'm just going to import the episode. Okay, and I'm doing this very simply because my goal is speed. So I'm just trying to find that right balance where it's ready to ship, right? Like it's good enough to ship. You're all fine. So I'm just going to put this over in here. And there might be some stuff in the beginning. Actually, I know there will be some stuff in the beginning I want to cut out because I just let it record before we actually started the actual thing that we're talking about. So I think here I was doing that. Let me just see what we're talking about here.
The people that I get to work with.
So how did you but how did you get in there? Okay, so I already started talking to him here. So let's see. I am recording. Let's see, record. I just wanted to make sure everything is set up well. Hello, everyone. Descript is better, is faster in the sense that you already have the transcript and you can just edit by looking at the words, but I still find this faster in the long run. Leanna Ling, and today, and let me just make sure that I am recording. Let's see, record. I just want to make sure everything is set up well. Hello. Okay, I think probably right here is probably fine. You don't need to hear me say hello several times. Let's try this again. Hello, everyone. I'm Lee. I think I started here. So I'm just going to cut this part here. I'm Leanna Ling, and today, honestly, that's all I really do for the podcast. I don't. Okay, so the podcasts that I tend to do have a vibe where it's supposed to feel very natural and just very like you're watching a conversation. And so I don't do a lot of heavy editing. Like here, I don't know, like I might have to clean up. I don't know if I have to clean up the audio. And
Some people got his cassette tapes a long
so it's got kind of like an echoey thing to it. So I might have to, let's just see. Let's do AI noise removal and see what happens. You can always undo it, right? So
time ago, or went to an event and some people walked on fire. I did my first fire
I didn't notice anything different.
walk in 2010, so it's been about 15.
Yeah, I didn't notice anything different with that. I don't even know what audio compression is. I don't know what a lot of this stuff is actually. Honestly, a lot of times, and I don't use Audiate at all. So let's see, what is audio compression? I just try stuff and see how it sounds, which I know sounds very non-technical, but that's literally like, again, I'm just trying to do things quickly. So
years, and dove right in and kind of, I volunteered.
I don't notice any difference there. Let's turn that off. Let's try emphasize. What does that do?
For a while, joined the
Yeah, I don't think it does anything. At least that in terms of what we need. So if I really wanted to fix the audio, I could do this, which is again faster. I don't want to. Let me just put here separate audio and video. I could do this and let's just export the audio only. So M for audio, Alex, Leanna. And this is so I don't have to use Audiate. I could go to Adobe Studio to fix it, which I think is still free. All right, so podcast.adobe.com has a free audio or video enhancer. And I've used it on some really bad audio. It's been really good. I believe it should be fine, free, because I have an Adobe account, but I canceled all of my Adobe subscriptions. So this is free, and it's still doing. It should be done exporting the audio. Exporting audio is so fast, and I don't want to have to fiddle around with knobs, right? And go like, oh, change it. I'm not a sound engineer, not even close to one. Don't even play one on TV. So I just want to make this as simple as possible. And I don't necessarily know if they're using AI to do this. I don't really care. I just care that it works. So let's just look 4, 3, 2, 1, and then I'll drop it in here and let's see if we can just like actually fix this. So it's not bad. I'm still fine with it. Upgrade to enhance more. Ah, okay. So you could do it when it is shorter. Okay, let me think about this for a moment here. Okay, so I decided not to use the Adobe podcasts in this case, just because to do it for over 30 minutes, you have to sign up for a trial. I didn't want to kind of go through that, but you could do that if you need to fix the audio. I think the audio is fine.
Program where you get to help out at the events, and
I
now
think it's fine. Okay, so let me look at the end, just where I'm going to clip it at the end.
Tag us. I don't know, Sora us, whatever. Like, just do something, share it, tag, let Alex know how, he impacted you. And I know that that's something he would also really appreciate too. So thanks again, everyone. I hope you have a fantastic week, and I'll see you in the
Bye,
next
everyone.
video.
Okay, so let me just cut it off here. There we go. I actually think we can just combine them back again. I don't know if you can. Okay, I don't care. Doesn't matter. All right, doesn't matter. I don't really care. Okay, it's all lined up. Sometimes I've had it where it doesn't line up.
Impacted you, and I know that that's something he would also really appreciate too. So thanks again, everyone.
Okay, that's fine. I'm just gonna leave it like that. So the next thing is if you have any outros and intros, then you can just add them. So this would be like, maybe you have an intro already that you've already created. I am not that fancy for this particular one, but if you had one, you could just pull it in. You can import it here. Just go import. I'll just do like something. I don't know if I have something that I could just import really quickly. Okay, here, like this one. This is not an intro, but to pretend it was an intro, you can just easily import something in here and then drag it over here and put it on the timeline, and you can see it just pushes it over. So super easy to add in your intros and your outros there. But I'm not going to do that yet. I'm actually going to create a custom intro, and here's how I'm going to do it. We're going to hop over into ChatGPT, and remember how I said make sure you also have the transcript. So this is what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull up the transcript, and hopefully the transcript also has like the times on it. If it doesn't, it's still fine, but let's just add this transcript up here. Here's a transcript. Okay. So then I'm going to say act as a viral social media expert. Okay. Read this transcript. Identify the #1 most viral moment in this transcript that we can cut out and use. Transcript we can kind of use as a powerful hook. When people hear this portion, I want them to immediately to think they must stop whatever they are doing immediately, drop it, and listen or watch. Okay. I'm not this prompt engineer. I just talk to it. Like, so this is kind of what I do. I do find it's helpful to give it a role and to give it context. So, okay, I can't open the transcript. What is it saying here? Let me just put here. Sometimes this messes it up. Let's see. Maybe I can't read a VTT file, which is fine. Okay, here's one thing. Let me just change this. 1 second. I'll change it to a text file because I know you can read a VTT file as text. So maybe that's just what the problem was. If you don't have a transcript, you can go to do one for free at riverside.fm/transcription and just upload it here. And it's totally free. The thing is I've uploaded stuff that's 3 hours long and it's still transcribed it. But sometimes the video is very, very large. So if you find that happens, then just upload an audio version, which is a much, much smaller file, and it should transcribe it for you. There's been a few times when I think the service was just overloaded by people using it, that it just didn't work. But most of the time it works. There we go. See, it read it. All right. Okay. So now it's pulled out this part here. Okay. And I'm going to say, yes, all I did was I just changed it to TXT file. Okay. Let's see here. How to use it in a clip. All right. I'm going to say, review your work. Are you sure? Can you do better? Would Mr. Beast give this a 10 out of 10? I use Mr. Beast because he's known for like viral YouTube videos, right? And I like to ask ChatGPT a couple of different times because, a lot of times it doesn't give you its best answer. Or it actually tells me why. And sometimes I find that when it does that, it may think things again and try it. Oh, it still seems to like it. Okay, so it seems to like it. I'm not re-editing this. I just want to find what part is it. Okay, there was a guy who was ready to click leave meeting. Okay, what was the timestamp for this quote? I just want to have an idea because so I just know where to scrub to get it. It says 1625. Okay, so it's around 1625, and it's while this guy was ready to click leave meeting and then completely pivoted his life. All right, so now we're just going to go up here, and I'm going to go to what's say 1625, and I did cut out some stuff in the beginning, so it may be past then. Let's see if we can find it here. Again, if you're in Descript or something that lets you edit directly with the captions, this would be much easier. But again, I'm not doing too much here, right? So it shouldn't take too long.
Human connection, even through the camera. And I will argue that sometimes it's more, it's more challenging. It's definitely more challenging to do it. But when you have that skill.
Okay, let me just try and find where it is on the transcript. Sometimes too, when I ask it for this, it doesn't give me the exact, still doesn't, see, it doesn't say leave meeting. Okay, 1 second. Let's see here. Actually, let's open this up again. Text. Let me just try and find the 16. Okay, so it's around 16. Let's go over here. Here it is, 1626. Well, there's this guy ready to click leave, not leave meeting. See, so it added a couple different things. Okay, let's see. What is it saying we want me to go from? And how attending this completely pivoted his life. Okay, so let's see here. So he did say, okay, this evening and how attending this online. Who's ready? Okay, so they actually want this part here. It looks like they want me to take out this little bit here, but that's fine. We can do that. But he was really, really able to shift and pivot his life. So this is the actual clip that they want us to grab. That's like 1644. So let's go over here. It's probably past that because I did clip off some stuff in the beginning, right?
You have that skill that it's even
What's right
you
before
become
that?
an even more impactful coach.
So you've talked about eye contact. What are some other things, like how
Interaction,
can you
the impact
explain
of who he
how
was.
we could actually create that such a powerful connection?
Stage, it's really, really difficult to have notes. Here's the truth. I could have just looked at my notes real quick. I'm looking up here thoughtfully, looking at my notes, and so you can actually almost like have a cheat sheet. And so
I don't know if I'm too far ahead now.
I can't become more intimate. We can lean in. Hey, listen to this.
Oh,
Sense. That makes
One of the things that they actually start every event with, and they continue setting up and doing things. Even when you are so by going to get out of your chair, just set your.
okay, I think I missed it. Okay, so this is why, yeah, sometimes this is like tricky to find. Let me try this
eye
again.
contact.
Here's the truth.
Where did he say here's the truth? Okay, so I missed it. I missed it there. All right, so let's try this again.
Argue that sometimes it's more, it's more challenging. It's definitely more challenging to do it, but when you have that skill, that it's even you become an even more impactful coach.
So you've talked about eye contact.
there's a few different things that we need to be able to do. And I will. Here's the first thing I love about on-screen presentations, which is very different. I could have just looked at my notes real quick. Thought, I'm looking up.
Explain how we could actually create that such a powerful connection. Like, why do you think it works really
Well, it might actually be true. Let's see here.
Challenge. It's definitely more challenging to do it, but when you have that skill, that it's even you.
Maybe it's before.
And we just met in person like last year.
Yes.
Someone who's listening to this can make it with your clients or your audience, whoever it is, to work with you, to bare their soul to you, whatever it is, if they can create again this human connection, even through the camera. And I will argue that he decided to stay and he actually.
Ah, here it is. Okay. I was going ahead instead of behind. Sorry, my bad.
After talking with someone, he realized all you got to do is click leave. The conference on Zoom, all you got to do is trained, and just the impact that he was one of the people.
Okay, what is the quote thing again? Well, this guy was ready to click leave. Okay.
People that's like, it's very, very easy to quit a conference on Zoom. All you got to do is click leave. Very, very easy to quit.
I think it's we want to be at this part here.
One of the people that's like, it's very, very easy to quit a.
Okay, whoa. Where was that?
That's like, it's very, very.
I think it's that point right there.
That's like, it's very.
Okay, so I think it's here. I'm just going to add a marker. So I'm going to right click and click add timeline marker.
It's very, very easy to quit a conference on Zoom. All you got to do is click leave.
Okay.
Well, this guy was ready to click leave. He wanted to get a refund, which you can do all that stuff.
Okay, what? Maybe I want to start it there. Sorry.
Which you can do all that stuff.
Okay.
Well, this guy was ready to click leave.
Okay.
Well, this guy was.
I think it's around here. I'm going to add another marker.
This guy was ready to click leave.
Oh, maybe not. Maybe it's right before then. Whoops. Let me deselect.
Okay.
Well, this guy was.
Maybe it's this part over here. Again, I'm just, let's see here.
Well, this guy was ready to click leave. He wanted to get a refund, which you can do all that stuff. And he, after talking with someone, he realized, there was a big reason why I'm coming to this thing. He decided to stay, and he actually went and made this YouTube video about how at one point in his life he was suicidal, and how attending this online 4-day, day and night Zoom event, talking with these people he'd never met before, and listening to Tony Robbins and learning the Tony Robbins lessons, that he was able to really, really shift and pivot his life. I mean, it's pretty amazing what impact that we as coaches can have. Even.
Okay, let's end it here. So timeline marker here. Okay. So actually, let's take just this here. So I'm actually going to, on Camtasia, I can just pull this out here to the two markers. It's supposed to stop automatically around there. Okay. Yeah, I think it is there. So I'm just going to, I've selected both of the timelines and I'm going to, I want to copy. I'm going to click copy. Okay. And then I'm going to go back up to the front here. I'm going to deselect and I'm going to paste it in. Where did it paste? I don't know where it pasted. Hold on a second. Okay, let me click over here. I'll just click on a different track and let's just paste it in. Does it paste it? No. Okay, what's going on here? Of course, this doesn't work when I'm showing it to you. 1 second. Let me just make it. Let's try it again. Select this. Okay. Make sure I have both tracks selected. Hold on. I need some more room here. I'm going to move this up. Okay. do copy. Oh, here it is. Okay, so I pasted it and you see it how it ended up over here. So let's just deselect. Okay, let me just narrow this down. What's going on here? Is there anything here? I just want to make sure I'm not leaving anything on the timeline. Okay. All right, so it moved it all the way over here. So let me just... Okay, so I'm just going to put this over here. I'm trying to drag this down. Will let me? And this here. There we go. So I just want these on the same tracks because like that is going to be my hook. So this is, as you can see, this is probably the longest I'm going to spend on this over here. So I can just delete, remove all empty tracks. All right. So what I'm doing here is I'm trying to find the biggest hook and then put that at the beginning. And then we can put a transition in as well. But let's see, I think I might, like, we might want it, because that's kind of a longish hook. So I might want to cut out part of it. Let's just take a look here.
Guy was ready to click leave. He wanted to get a refund, which you can do, all that stuff. And he, after talking with someone, he realized, there was a big reason why I'm coming to this thing. He decided to stay, and he actually went and made this YouTube video about how at one point in his life he was suicidal.
Okay, so let's do a marker here.
And how attending this online
Okay, I think it was this part. Actually, let's just cut this part out here. I don't think I need this. I'm going to move this over here and choose both things and cut. Whoops. Deselect. I missed it. Sorry.
and how
Okay, I think I want it here. So I'm just going to select both of these and then cut. And then I'm just going to hit delete, delete, move this over. Let me delete this marker. Let's see how this looks.
was suicidal, and how attending this online 4-day, day and night Zoom event, talking with these people he'd never met before, and listening to Tony
I'm going to take that part out.
before. And listening to Tony Robbins and learning the Tony Robbins lessons.
Okay, so let's delete that part too. So whoops, let me just zoom in some more here, move back. All right, so let's go over to this marker first here. I just like to do things in order. Whoops, I don't want to select it. Let's just deselect. There's probably a faster way to do it, but this is just how I do it. Select both. And make sure that when you're selecting that your cursor doesn't move too much, because you don't want to misalign the clips up again. I think the marker was over here. That's fine. Okay. And so I'm just going to take out this part, move this along here. How does this look?
Before that he was able to really, really shift and pivot his life. I mean, it's pretty amazing what one.
Okay, so I just don't like to have markers on the timeline that distract me. All right, so now I've got a good hook, right? So I'm going to move the whole rest of the episode over to here. And now I'm going to put in a transition, because then it's like goes again. I don't have I'm fine. This is angled sliders. Let's just put this right here. See, it goes here.
I'm Leanna Ling, and
okay, so then if you can also add any graphics, like if you have a like a watermark or something like that, or you want other stuff in there, you can go over here to what is it? Annotations. I think it's annotations. Anyway, you could just pull up, like, even if you had like a transparent logo, for example, you could import an image inside here and just drag it onto the screen. So like if you're like, hey, I've got like, I don't know if I have one. I don't know, like if you had a logo, right? Here, then you can also drag it onto a track, right? Like maybe I want the logo to show up all the time. So I'm going to just make this smaller, right? Like maybe I wanted it over here, and then you can just drag it for however long you want it to be on the screen. Another thing that I like about Camtasia is they also have different things in their library to make it really easy for you. So I think Camtasia assets, right? So they have like titles, they've got call outs, they've got backgrounds, they've got like what they call a channel kit. Like, so you know where you have like maybe at the end it says like, hey, to, I'm just going to pull this over here. See, I can just do this and it's going to have, see, that's got that graphic there, right? And it's really nice. I can just like add that on there. They also have like, if you want lower thirds, they have lower thirds. Where's the thirds? Let me see if I can find it. I keep changing stuff. That's not what I want. They have an online library as well where you can just add stuff in here. So they have titles, footage. Is it callouts? Oh, I can't find it. Maybe it's here under library. Ah, here, library. I always just have stuff that I always go to, and then that way I don't have to look for it. But if you want to, look at all this stuff that they have here. And even they have like titles. They have titles you can add in stuff. See here? Like here, you can add it in and you can absolutely change it. So like I may want to go over here and over here. Like, see, I can change the text over here. Revealing our mystery guest, right? And I could change, let's see this. Text properties. So maybe I want to make it smaller. I'm just seeing if I can change this part. I don't think I can change this line spacing. But I could make it smaller if I want. Or maybe I'm just going to leave this at 500. And I'm just going to do our revealing our mystery guest. There, maybe that's there. And then I can change the text if I want to. Actually, this isn't bad. And I don't care if it's all on my face here. That's fine. They don't need to see me all the time. They do have lower thirds. I can't find it right now. So they have like titles. I probably have to download it from online. They have like a channel kit. See, they have like a subscribe. So if you wanted like at the end, if you wanted to put like a subscribe thing, you can do this. See, you can have that, and then you can put it wherever you maybe you want to put it over here, right? And then again, see, you can change the color, you can change the name, you can change what it says there so easily. That's what I like about this. It's just, this part is nice. You know, you put the subscribe bell. You ever notice how you see that subscribe bell on YouTube? Blah, blah, blah. I don't know. Okay. See, that's kind of cool, right? And they have vertical. So they have all sorts of different stuff here. They do have, like I said, they do have lower thirds, but yeah, I think I might have to go online to download it from their online library and install it inside of here. But there's so much stuff, like hint, like, you know, like here's like an arrow, right? You could put here. See, it comes up here like this. It just shows up, right? Like, so it's just in terms of what you want. So you could spend a lot of time editing this stuff. I don't. So, okay. So another thing is you may want to do music in the beginning, because sometimes I like to do that. So Camtasia has some stuff that they already have here. Let's see, audio. Where is it? Where's the music? Audio here. Yes, I think they only have a few music things. What is this music? Oops. I kind of like that. You can create your own music. You can use whatever music that you want. You can import it and drag it over. I just use something that's inside of here already, but I do have some where I'm recording it and I'm editing the podcast and I already have the intro music that I want. This one's fine. I'll just add this here. And I don't even want it to be this long, right? But here, let me just try this.
I was ready to click leave.
That's too loud. So here, I'm just going to pull this down here. This is the volume. So let's get volume down to like 50% or so.
I was ready to click leave. He wanted to get a refund, which you can do.
Ooh, this sounds good.
And he,
I wonder if it's too loud still. Let me just do it to 30%, 40, maybe 37%.
I was ready to click leave. He wanted to get a refund, which you can do, all that stuff. And he, after talking with someone,
okay, so then I'm going to go.
I'm Leanna Ling, and
okay, so I'm going to put a marker over here. And then I'm going to click this again and let me zoom in a little bit more. Okay, so now I want to have audio effects because I just want this to fade out, which you can do. So use a fade out. So I'm just going to drag it onto this. See how it's selected? I'm just going to drag it over here. Oh, I think it goes to the end. Whoops, sorry. I can clip this actually, but I don't want to clip it right here. I actually just want it to go down a little bit. Maybe over to here, right? Okay, so let's just clip this here, get rid of this, have the fade out at the end here for sure. And then here I can actually, this might be okay actually. So you see how like it's really hard to see because I have it so low, but it actually gives you a mark here that is going to start gradually making the music go softer and softer to fade out.
Today I have a special mystery guest.
See, it went pretty fast. So actually I may not want it to be, I may want the music to keep going. So let's just see here. Just going to unedit. When you clip something and then you want to add it back in, you can just do this and have it go. Where does Alex come in? Nah, it's okay. I don't know. So this is just where the editor in you kind of comes in here. I can probably have it start to go down here. Fade out. Okay. You can move, you can add multiple points, by the way. And so you can make it, like I could drag this over to here and have it start going down over here.
And today I have a special mystery guest to bring to you.
Oh, that's actually fine.
I
think it's fine accidentally. Right. Again, there's no science to this, right? I know that, if you have, if you want to really produce this properly, yeah, you can do that. But I'm just showing you how you can do it really, really easily. I want to deselect this. Why? Okay, so this, let me just move this back up. I see it added a bit of a filter on top, and that's fine. I don't really care. That's good. I think this is good. So now I'm going to click export. Let me just check the audio. I'm going to do this, auto normalize. I should have done this before, so I don't have to do it to every single audio clip. But make sure it sounds right.
I mean, it's pretty amazing what impact that we as coaches can have.
I'm Leanna Ling, and
okay, the reason why I click mixed to mono is because I used to have people complain and say that like it was only on one side of their headset, and I Googled how to fix that in Camtasia and it said to click this button. So that's the only reason why. If I'm doing this wrong, I'm probably using this all wrong, but that seemed to fix all the complaints. So,
and today I have a special
Yeah, like, and if you didn't like that, like, I don't care that it's covering my face, but if you didn't like that, you could not use this. You could, do something else, right? Like and you can also do it more. Um, you can also format it a little bit more closely by clicking, I think it's this plus button here. Yeah, see, it actually opens up this whole thing here where how it's all animated over here. But I don't want to play with it, I'm just trying to get stuff done quicker. So and I feel like I don't have to. I could just, if I wanted to, I could just pick a different title, but I don't, like, people aren't here to see me, and they're not even really here to say Alex, right? They're just here to get the information. We're not like big rock stars and stuff like that. And it's only covering my face for a little bit. So again, it doesn't matter at all. Okay. And you could, as I mentioned, you could just go to town and really like add in B-roll, add in call outs, like add in other, you can make it look like a newscast thing, right? Add in like another little screen up here, and just, you could do so many different things, but I'm just trying to get these done quickly. So now I'm going to export. Okay. And I'm just going to make sure I choose the right format, MP4. Okay. Alex Leanna Coaching Secrets. Make sure you're saving it wherever you want to save it. I tend to save it somewhere that's on my desktop, and then I can move it somewhere else. And so you can change any of these things here. Like there's a preset over here. You can change any of it that you want. You can even add it. You can still add a watermark over here if that's what you want. I don't want to. I don't know what all this stuff does. I just leave it as default. Yeah. So then you just click export, and it says it has a table of contents, probably because I added in all those markers. Again, I don't care. It says continue to proceed without the features. Yep, that's what we want to do. So I'm going to do that. Now, while I'm doing that, then you want to get the rest of your stuff ready to upload as your podcast episode. So you go into Canva, use whatever your whatever the podcast artwork is. You could do that and just like change it to whatever and export it. You could also then go to ChatGPT and say, write the title and description for this podcast episode. And then you're ready to go. So then in Captivate or wherever you host your podcast, you can just add a new episode right here. So that's where I would just drag it over, okay? Fill in all the fields, right? And whatever you want over here, just again, see, Captivate gives you all these different options over here. So you can put it all in here, add in whatever date you want to have it published, and then just click publish. Same thing if you're using Spotify creators, you just go in, log in, upload it, and you're ready to go. From here on out, it's really a matter of just gathering all of the episode assets that you need in order to make your episode. And if you're just doing it right on YouTube, that's fine too. Just go to YouTube and upload it in YouTube. I don't know if I have one of my many YouTube channels here. So let's just go to YouTube. YouTube can also host podcasts on its own, and maybe that's just what you want to do, and that's fine. So you can go like create, upload video, over here. I'm not going to upload an actual video right here, but you can upload the video. Just make sure that you, see, I've got 2 here, right? So you can, just upload it into whichever podcast you've created over here in YouTube. And again, filling out everything, right? Like this is the podcast category thing, but if you look at, here we go, the videos here, see, and then you just want to, I'll click edit, right? And then just fill in all the stuff here. And I had ChatGPT help me with this. Now, if you want to add in a brand new thing here where you can put in all the chapters, okay, then make sure that you take your final video and get all the correct timestamps for that, because I'm just using the raw transcript. So you want to make sure that you use the finished one. And I just did the same thing. I said, like, upload it into ChatGPT and ask it to pull out all the main parts with the timestamps. Now, it doesn't always do it correctly, right? As you saw, like this here, when I said identify the viral hook, it made up some words. So, but as long as it's kind of close, then I'm fine. And I can have somebody else double check it. Okay? And then you can just add all the other stuff that you need to add on here, like the YouTube thumbnail and just filling out everything. Okay. So same thing goes for wherever else you're uploading it on here. And it's going to take a while, a couple more minutes to export it, but I think that's really it. And that's how I edit the episodes. And as I mentioned, you can be as you can be as detailed and as you want, or you can just do it kind of like freestyle, really, really fast, the way I did it. So I hope that this helps you produce your podcast episode.